a CRN original.
And now, The Lounge with Mike Horn.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Lounge. I'm Eric Hines. The man across from me, the fabulous Tomas. Hey, Fab T.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Well, a lot of stuff going on, of course. This Sunday was the Oscars.
Oh, yes.
A lot of highlights to go over today on the show. A lot of interesting, I would call it a fiasco, if you ask me, of course. And we'll get to that. It's all over the news feeds everywhere you go. If you type in Oscars, the first 500 results are pretty much what happened, where they actually read the wrong winner for Best Movie. So,
exactly.
And we'll go over that. But, of course, there's so many winners with the Oscars, and we're going to talk about that. And also, we do want to take a moment to remember a guy who was a member of Hollywood that not only am I a big fan of his since he played Chet on Weird Science, but who also graced the studios here at CRN on the Robert Conrad Show, joined us in studio, and that man was a big fan of Robert Conrad, and we're all a big fan of his, and we're sad to hear about the passing of Bill Paxton.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he was definitely a good character. I heard it described this morning by one movie journalist that said that whatever role he took, he elevated it. He took it to another level. And
definitely. That
was something that I never heard him describe that way, but it was very accurate. It's something that he did. He definitely gave his own persona, his character to it. And with that, we do want to give a moment of silence to Mr. Bill Paxton. All right. There we go. Thank you, humbly. So, yes, of course, the Oscar wrap-up. I know you're a big fan of movies. I'm a big fan of movies. And a lot of interesting, of course, besides the fiasco, a lot of really interesting wins there. A lot of things that really made a statement.
Yeah, certainly. I was sort of surprised at some of the picks. I thought that the situation with one of the movies that I like, Fences, I believe
Yeah,
it's
Fences
called.
Was great. Yeah, a play adapted to a movie.
Right.
Yeah, Denzel
I
Washington.
thought that between Denzel and Viola, that both would take the Oscar, but unfortunately just Viola did.
Yeah, Viola definitely got the Oscar. Well, a lot of people who saw Fences really were, big fans of it. Of course, a very deep and introspective movie about a period of time that not many people in our lifetime really have a frame of reference to. It was long before, anything that I have a frame of reference to. And so, but definitely an introspective movie, got people thinking, that's for sure.
Well, I think that that particular time of history was during my father and mother's time, when it was sort of difficult to get through certain barriers, and we all know what they are, and we won't get into it. But, they made it out alive and raised three of us, and now,
Well, did a fine job, too, sir. Got to tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
I hope to see them again someday.
Yeah. Well, of course, we will get to the Oscar wrap-up. And, of course, a lot of news stories here, strange and the weird. But, of course, it's all about the Oscar buzz. We're going to have a pretty in-depth conversation. Apparently, did you hear about this one? Brie Larson refused to clap for Casey Affleck at the Oscars.
Really? Why?
Very interesting. While presenting the Best Actor award to Casey Affleck at the Oscars Sunday, the actress very pointedly did not clap for the actor as he took to the stage to accept his award, and the people definitely noticed. Casey was accused of sexual harassment and making unwanted physical advances in 2010 when both a producer and cinematographer who worked with the actor on the film I'm Still Here filed lawsuits against him. The lawsuits were ultimately settled out of court. It's also notable and worth mentioning that Brie portrayed a rape survivor victim in Room and is outspoken a supporter of victims of sexual violence. So apparently she is not a Casey Affleck fan at all.
I guess she isn't, but there comes time where you have to learn to forgive.
Well, she notably stood and hugged every sexual assault survivor brought on stage by Lady Gaga during her performance of Till It Happens to You at the 2016 Oscars. People on Twitter noted the injustice of the actress having to give a known sexual harasser his award. So Interesting
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, Casey Affleck, he definitely got the Oscar last night and for a great role. But some of the background politics and personal things that kind of go on in the background definitely affect people and actors as well, actors and actresses as well, even at the
That's
Oscars.
very true.
Yeah. Guys, stick around. More great stuff. More Oscar coverage coming up here on the Lounge on CRN Digital Talk Radio. back, everybody. Welcome to the lounge. Take a seat, grab a glass. We're having a great time here. Fabulous Tea.
Indeed, we are. It's the kind of time right after the Oscars, and you sort of look back and said, "What the heck happened?
What the heck just happened?" And that's what everyone's talking about today, of course, in news media and in Hollywood. What exactly did happen? Of course, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway took to the stage to give the award for Best Picture. And, it couldn't have gotten stranger as, you see Warren Beatty open the envelope and not really exactly sure what to say.
True.
He just kind of was at a loss for words, and he hands the envelope to Faye Dunaway, who immediately reads La La Land.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently the envelope that they opened, when you open the envelope, actually says Emma Stone, La La Land, and I'm assuming it also says best actress.
Right.
But Warren Beatty, I guess, was at a loss and didn't know how to handle the situation. And poor Faye Dunaway, I think a lot of people out in Hollywood right now are really echoing that sentiment. Is that how embarrassing for her,
right,
to have this guy Warren Beatty, who I think sensed trouble. I think Warren Beatty sensed trouble.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he really thought something is wrong here.
Yeah, it sure seemed that way, and then hands the envelope to Faye Dunaway. It's kind of like a false handoff there. And she did what she was supposed to do. She read the name on the card, and I think, with her being handed that card by Warren Beatty, she automatically just assumed, hey, okay, yeah.
Right.
There's like a authenticity to this handoff, and so she just kind of ran with it. Almost as if, he was doing her a favor. Here, I'll open it, you read it. And unfortunately, the result was a misfire. Of course, the real winner for Best Picture was Moonlight.
Definitely, and it's sort of strange. I think I understand that the faux pas happened when I guess they had two different envelopes, or two
sets
of envelopes.
Like a backup set.
Right. There's depending on where the artist or presenter, comes in through whatever stage entrance, and there's supposed to be envelopes there, and I don't think anybody really truly knows what exactly happened the way he picked up the wrong envelope or something.
Yeah, and of course Emma Stone adding to the controversy, saying that I don't know how he had that envelope. I had it in my hand the whole time. But of course, as you said, there was two sets. That's
right.
Something they do as a backup. They don't want to have to run to a printer. Print, they have a backup set. And that makes sense. I understand that. Well, apparently the accounting firm responsible for that envelope, an accounting firm of all people, responsible for that, they apologize. I kind of think it's strange that it's an accounting firm that's...
It's an accounting firm with all of these special award programs.
Is there really?
Yes.
Okay, so talk about an epic facepalm. Quite the fiasco, major onstage blunder. Mr. Warren Beatty confirmed the firm's account of what went down. Warren Beatty said, "I don't know anything. I don't think anyone knows. I've asked and I've gotten an answer." Oh, he hasn't gotten an answer. "I read the card that was in the envelope. I read it, but I didn't say La La Land. I thought this is very strange because it says Best Actress on the card, and I felt that maybe there was some sort of misprint. As planned, I gave it to Faye, and that's all I want to say on the subject." Yeah. Very strange. Yeah. What the heck happened? The conspiracy theories are going on and on. But yes, the company responsible for that, we sincerely apologize to Moonlight, La La Land, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, and Oscar viewers for the error that was made during the award announcement for Best Picture.
Yeah, it's very much like, who is it that had that problem with Miss America? That
was it Steve Harvey that did?
Steve Harvey,
yeah.
For whatever reason, he got the wrong card. I think what probably happened, and that's something that they'll check out in the future, is the fact they have two sets of cards.
Yeah.
And, there should be an assistant there that once the actor or actress picks up that card.
Like a spotter.
Yeah. Just toss the other one away.
And then actually maybe even physically open the card to ensure that it's the correct card for the next award. I mean, we work in radio here, and we have a huge system of cross-checks if there's a problem.
That's true.
And, you'd think for something as huge as the Oscars, they would, employ something similar to that. But apparently it didn't happen. Jimmy Kimmel did a great job, though. Yeah, he really held it down and kind of a very embarrassing situation.
Oh,
very
definitely.
embarrassing. Oh, for everyone involved. Oh, and in the poor cast of Moonlight, the word on the street is it's kind of a mixed feeling win because of this fiasco.
Really?
Yeah, they, of course they won the Oscar, but at the expense of embarrassing the production company and the actors in La La Land. I mean, it was very embarrassing for them as well. Ryan Gosling apparently was in the background. He kind of knew. I guess maybe he knew that this was an error, or I don't know, but he was not on stage. If you notice that he was not on stage.
Oh, I did notice.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling was not on stage, and apparently the word on the street is that he was in the background laughing.
Oh, really?
This is not coming from me. This is word on the street, but he was in the back. So possibly he kind of knew it was a fiasco. Maybe knew something was wrong and just kind of stepped back. And we'll see. We'll find out. I'm sure Ryan Gosling's going to make his own statement later because people did notice he was not up there. Well, the winners, in no particular order, and I actually think it's an interesting order we have here because we are touching on some of the more interesting ones here. Mahershala Ali for Moonlight, she was the winner for actor in a supporting role. Which is very good. Makeup and hairstyling went to Suicide Squad. Of course, the comic book based movie.
Right.
Very, very interesting. I saw that. It was very good. Yeah, very good. Costume design, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That was kind of based on the Harry Potter series. It's like in the Harry Potter universe.
Oh, I see.
It's a Harry Potter thing. Yeah, it's very. The young kids really like this stuff. I tend to like the Harry Potter movies myself. So very good stuff. A documentary feature, O.J. Made in America, of course, based on the legend himself, O.J. Simpson.
Well, that was expected to probably be a winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that I Am Not Your Negro was, I'm guessing, a close second because it got a lot of buzz at Sundance and more. Sound editing for Arrival, which is, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Arrival. I have not seen it yet, and I'll be honest with you, I wait for a lot of these to hit the dollar theater.
Oh, okay.
But I will see Arrival. It's a science fiction movie, and it has like these pods that, not like many other science fiction alien movies, where these pods appear over major cities across the world. But they're aliens from another planet that have a message for us. And so, but it's got like a huge fan following, a very good rating with Rotten Tomatoes. So, and it's got an Oscar nod. So, I mean, there you go. Now, this is an interesting one, Tomas. We talked about this last week. Kevin O'Connell, he did it, man. He got it. He got it. After 21 failed nominations, he got the Oscar for Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah. So, and we put our positive energy and our thoughts out there for him. And I think it was because of us, Tomas, that this happened.
It could very well, could possibly be.
And, of course, you mentioned Viola Davis for Fences. She got actress in a supporting role.
And she was really, delivered an emotional speech.
For her parents, right?
Right, her parents.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
See also a foreign language film, The Salesman from Iran, and that was the one. This guy, was it the director, the producer? He was actually part of that Seven Nation band. He could not come back in the country. So,
right.
A lot of stuff there going on. Animated short film was Piper. They got the win there. Zootopia got an Oscar last night for animated feature film.
I'm trying to think. I remember seeing the billboards for it. What was it about?
Zootopia?
Yeah.
Zootopia is I believe it's a Disney DreamWorks collaboration.
Right.
And it's you know how Disney movies are. There's like the main lead and he's trying to get the
girl.
The girl. Yeah. Oh yeah. But it was a great it's a great kids movie. It's a great family movie. Sense of humor and the animation is superb. Again, DreamWorks really did a great job with that. Production design, La La Land got the Oscar for that one. Visual effects went to Jungle Book.
Oh yeah,
the live action Jungle Book. Have you seen it? The live action version?
No, I have
It's
not.
it's amazing. It's really amazing. The lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, it's amazing. Guys, stick around. We'll be back right after this on the Lounge on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Welcome back, everybody, to the Lounge. Pull up a chair, tuck leather. We got it all right here for you. The Jungle Book I just mentioned, best visual effects Oscar winner for the live action film, The Jungle Book. I did not see it when it was out in theaters, but I was able to see a production release for media Inside
Oh, okay.
Media. Yeah, and it was really, I mean, it's amazing. And, Shere Khan and everything, just they did these graphical effects, these special effects for the animals. Because, Baloo and all those guys, they had, they're interactive.
Oh,
with
yes,
these,
definitely.
and they had to make them look real. And
Yeah.
it's shocking what they did. It's really beautiful. Film editing, Hacksaw Ridge, another Oscar. So this is a big comeback for our boy
yeah.
Mel Gibson.
Definitely.
He's got it. A documentary short subject went to The White Helmets. Live action short film went to Sing. That's who got that one. Cinematography, of course, La La Land, another one for La La Land. Original score, La La Land, got it again. Original song, La La Land. Wow.
I know that there's a lot of buzz about La La Land being, what was someone said, one of the best films since, not Beauty and Beast. There was another motion picture that had that.
That same kind of buzz, huh?
That buzz,
Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of people love it, and the return to musicals is kind of interesting. I've noticed that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the theater and musicals is really good. Original screenplay went to Manchester by the Sea. That's the Casey Affleck, and that one is. We talked to Steve, the movie guy. It is a very kind of, dare I say, depressing movie. It's like kind of like this epic story of this guy's life and the trials and tribulations that he goes through, and kind of all the people around him. And it does not have that silver lining at the end, unfortunately. It's just this,
I didn't realize that Ben had a brother named Casey, and that Casey was following his brother's, lead.
For the longest time, I knew about Casey Affleck and I knew about Ben Affleck, but I know, guys, just say it. I didn't put it together.
Right.
I just thought they're two separate guys, just happen to have the same last name. Wow. They don't look alike at all.
No, they don't.
Casey is much more slimmer body, like a real slender
Right.
guy, and then Ben Affleck, he's kind of like a
more husky
looking guy. So yeah, you couldn't tell by looking at them they're brothers, but yeah, definitely so. And Manchester by the Sea, a great film, and Casey, he definitely deserved the award that he won last night for actor in a leading role. I mean, he really got it. Adapted screenplay, Moonlight. Of course, which is I have not yet seen Moonlight, but I hear good things about it, and it's kind of this another tale of this person's life and their experiences, and just kind of having living with their own diversity, and in a world that does not accept diversity. It's
true.
What do you do? Directing went to Damien Chazelle for La La Land, another one. As we mentioned, actor in a leading role, Casey Affleck. Actress in a leading role went to Emma Stone, as we heard that twice. At the Oscars last night. She was the winner for that one. Best Picture went to, of course, Moonlight. That's where it went. So, yeah, that's the rundown, the Oscar rundown, of course. All this and more, if you want to check out more of the list, you can go to crntalk.com. Just click on the lounge, and you could check out the you could actually check out the list we have here available. And also some great photos of Bill Paxton.
Oh.
Yeah, Courtney tracked down some of the photos that we have of Bill Paxton just in life and in studio. So if you want to check those out, go to crntalk.com. Again, click on the lounge. You'll find the blog page, and right there, they're all listed right there.
Great.
And yeah, I was a big fan of Bill. I still am. My favorite line he had when he did Weird Science was, "How would you like a nice, greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray?" He was I can't do his voice. I sound more like Ronald Reagan, but he played Chet, who was like this Marine bigger brother who's a real jerk, to Wyatt, and he picked on him all the time, and it's just a great role, and it's just a funny movie. Great movie, great role from him, and of course all the other things he did was he in Commando? I believe. I want to say he was in not Predator. He was in Predator. Yeah, Predator. I mean, and he was so diverse. He could be funny, he could be serious, he could be dramatic. He was just all over the place. And apparently, I talked about this earlier in the show, on the What's Cooking Today show. Apparently, this year's Oscars was the lowest rated in 9 years.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. Was it probably because of the politics?
You know what? I'm not sure. I think people honestly just aren't as interested in the Oscars anymore. It is, our era of tuning into network TV is kind of going away. Not many people are really tuning into network TV in the same capacity. We're watching stuff on, Hulu for the network shows, and Netflix and other resources. And, the Oscars is definitely, it's an insider thing. It's for Hollywood, people celebrating Hollywood. So, maybe we're just not as interested into the Oscars anymore. I'm wondering, is this fiasco that happened this year, is it going to bring viewers back to the fold? Who knows?
Don't know.
Could add to that conspiracy theory that people are talking
for
about.
sure.
Oh, boy.
As they say, life happens.
Gosh, oh my gosh. Guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up here on The Lounge. CRN Digital Talk Radio. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the lounge. Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines, and I'm heading up to Las Vegas here in April. And I'm really excited about that. And there's a thing called Viva Las Vegas.
Oh yes, I've heard
You've heard about
that.
this. This is my first time going. My wife, she's really into kind of like retro rockabilly style. She's got a lot of the old 50s style dresses. And she really loves that stuff. And, I know she's been talking about it. I have friends that actually live in the Las Vegas area that go every year, and I've never known too much about it. I kind of figured it was more like a rockabilly only thing. And, they have bands and they have car show and they have Betty's.
Okay.
In a bar, bars,
Right.
bands, Betty's, and but apparently not. That's not all it is. It's really a celebration of Las Vegas. I will be attending Viva Las Vegas this year. I'll be doing a little media coverage myself, bringing the lovely wife. I will be bringing my kids during the day for the car show day and for some of the fashion shows and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it will be a lot of fun. I'll be out there in April, so I'm really excited. So guys, keep an eye out for me when I'm out there in April, and I will give you an update on Viva Las Vegas.
Okay,
So,
great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Something interesting also. We've been talking about the Oscar wrap-up. Well, the Oscars used a picture of a living producer during the In Memoriam. Have you heard about this?
No,
This is
I did
news
not.
to me. I did not know this. An Australian film producer was featured in the show's In Memoriam segment, despite the fact that he's not actually dead. A photo of Jan Chapman, who is alive and well, was used in place of Janet Peterson, an Australian costume designer who died in October. The 4 times nominee was best known for her work on films like Peter Pan and The Piano. Viewers were quick to notice the mistake, as Chapman is one of Australia's best-known producers and is still very active in the industry. Needless to say, Chapman, who worked on The Piano with the deceased Patterson, was not happy about the error, telling Variety, "I was devastated by the use of my image in her place of my great friend and longtime collaborator, Janet Peterson." I don't know if they maybe couldn't get her picture or what, but they could not. They used his image instead of Janet Patterson's image. "I had urged her agency to check any photograph which might be used and understand that they were told that the Academy had it covered. It's very disappointing. I'm alive and well and an active producer. The Academy has yet to comment on how this happened, but given the other crisis they need to worry about, it might be a while until they address this one." Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
definitely.
strange. Very strange. And someone else who was missed in the In Memoriam, Patricia Arquette, not that she has passed away, but she was upset that her sister Alexis Arquette was omitted from the In Memoriam.
Oh dear.
Transgender sister Alexis.
Right.
Moonlight is the topic, referring to the Moonlight movie, is the topic of everyone's conversations following that dramatic mess up for the Best Picture winner last night at the Oscars. But for Patricia Arquette, it brought up other emotions. The Boyhood actress opened up to Vanity Fair about being happy to be an LGBT movie take home. Was opened up to the Vanity Fair about being happy to see an LGBT movie take home the biggest prize. But she was also a little disappointed her transgender sister Alexis Arquette, who passed away back in September after complications from HIV, was left out of the ceremony's In Memoriam. Which is kind of surprising. Alexis Arquette was definitely known. As you may know, the late actress had about 70 acting credits under her belt, including The Wedding Singer, Pulp Fiction, Of Mice and Men, and Last Exit to Brooklyn. The actress went on, "Alexis had a great career as a male and came out as a trans woman and lived her life in her truth. Her career was cut short, not by her passing, but by her decision to live her truth and her life as a transgender woman." So, yeah.
Wow.
Despite the fact there's so few parts for trans actors, she refused to play roles that were demeaning or stereotypical. She was a vanguard in the fight for understanding and acceptance for all trans people. And Alexis, was a very talented actress. In her career as an actor, was very talented.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, the whole family is pretty talented.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got David Arquette, you got Patricia Arquette, and you got Alexis Arquette. And it's sad that they missed that, but apparently they got this other guy. Jan Chapman, they got his picture in there, but they didn't get Alexis Arquette. And, of course, we did mention earlier, Bill Paxton passed away at the age of 61. He died suddenly Saturday due to complications from surgery. Paxton had a string of hits, including Twister, Titanic, and Aliens. That's the one I was thinking of, was Aliens, not Predator. He won an Emmy for Hatfield and McCoys, if you remember that one. That was
I remember that.
Yeah. He was on a CBS series Training Day at the time of his death. The 61-year-old actor had 2 children and was married to Louise Newberry for 30 years. What a great guy.
Yeah,
man,
great marriage.
30 years, great marriage, good kids. Family says it is with heavy hearts we share the news that Bill has passed away due to complications from surgery. The family describes his illustrious career spanning 4 decades as a beloved and prolific actor and filmmaker. The family adds Bill's passion for the arts was felt by all who knew him, and his warmth and tireless energy were undeniable. We're told Paxton underwent heart surgery and had complications post-op and suffered a fatal stroke. So, yeah. On the same topic of Bill Paxton, Training Day honchos vow to never recast, which is really good. That's awesome. They're doing that. Even though Paxton was one of the leads in the TV version of Training Day, no one will take his place in the role, according to producers Will Biel. The creator of the CBS crime series and executive producer Barry Schindel said Bill was perfect and irreplaceable as crooked cop Frank Rourke. They've already finished shooting the show's premiere season, and they're playing it close to the vest when it comes to Bill's character's fate. They did hint a perfect send-off. If that sounds like the character dies, don't be so sure. Just check it out and be sure to watch Training Day. It's unclear if the show will be back for a second season, but if it is, the guys are sure how they'll handle Bill's death. So, yeah, what a great way to remember somebody is not to recast them. Just, give them that proper send-off.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Harrison Ford. I'm sorry, not Harrison Ford, for Carrie Fisher. I'm wondering how they're going to do that with the new Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They filmed all of her scenes for the upcoming episode 8, but she was also supposed to be in episode 9. And so I'm interested to see how they handle that for Carrie Fisher. Wow, yeah. Another one. Here we go. Another one. People's Court Judge Wapner.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Passed away at 97. Wow. Yeah, gosh, Courtney just printed a whole bunch of these. This is
it's interesting. He was one of the first to have type of court show on television.
He's the first one I remember as a kid. I mean, I remember my grandmother would watch People's Court religiously, and it was a really entertaining show. As a kid, I would watch People's Court. Yeah. You get a real sense of law and justice by watching that show.
Yeah,
and even though it's TV and media and kind of reality show-ish, probably one of the first reality shows.
I would say it was.
Yeah, gosh, it's crazy. Passed away at 97. His show debuted in 1981. An instant sensation. The People's Court was the first TV reality show. Look at that, and it opened the door to many more, including a slew of TV court shows, including the one that Larry Elder hosted for quite some time.
That's true.
He was opinionated, passionate, and irascible as he heard thousands of cases during his 12-year run. The show became a touch point for pop culture, and it was parodied on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, so
amazing.
Another one, Game of Thrones star Neil Fingleton also died at 36. He was a 7'7" actor. We got to talk more about this when we come back on The Lounge, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Welcome back, everybody, to the lounge. And we can't just cut this one short. Of course, Game of Thrones star Neil Fingleton dead at 36 as well.
Yeah, that's a shock.
Yeah, he had made appearances in Doctor Who, X-Men First Class, and Avengers: Age of Ultron. He was among the 25 tallest men in the world. He was 7'7".
I've never met anybody that tall before in my life.
I actually have a buddy who's really tall. I want to say he's probably 7 feet tall. And he's a really tall guy. But amazing. 7'7". He was a basketball player both in college and professionally before becoming an actor. And unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. Donald Trump, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Have you heard about this story?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's all over the news, especially if you're watching Fox. Trump tweeted Saturday, "I will not be attending the White House Correspondents Association dinner this year. Please wish everyone well and have a great evening." The event, to be held at the end of April, is put together by an organization of journalists who cover the White House and president. The dinner is usually hosted by a comedian who has some fun at the president's expense. However, a host for this year's ceremony had not yet been announced. According to the Washington Post, since 1924, each president had attended at least one of the annual dinners. President Obama attended all 8 of his. President Obama was a real cool guy.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, he was a very
definitely was
cool guy. I mean, when it comes to just being cool and smooth and kind of, charismatic, he definitely had all that. He attended all 8 of his roasts. They're like roast, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jeff Mason, the WHCA president, that's the White House Correspondents Association president, just released a statement saying the WHCA takes note of President Donald Trump's announcement on Twitter that he does not plan to attend the dinner, which has been and will continue to be a celebration of the First Amendment and the important role played by an independent news media in a healthy republic. Wow. This war that Donald Trump has against the media, this is going to get real ugly.
Yeah, I have a real strong feeling that it will. I mean, is he going to skip all of the correspondence dinner coming up?
This is a man that is not pressured by outside influence. Well, let's say political or media influence.
No,
let's say.
Not.
So I'm sure he's driven by other influences, but it seems that when it comes to political influence and media influence, he's not very receptive. He continues. The WHCA president continued to say, "We look forward to shining a spotlight at the dinner on some of the best political journalism of the past year and recognizing the promising students who represent the next generation of our profession." So I think that regardless of whether or not Donald Trump shows up, they're going to have a good time with this. And unfortunately, it sounds like it's going to be at his expense, whether or not he's there. Mm-hmm. So, it's better to, the devil is better than the devil you don't.
Yep, that's true.
Here we go. Amanda Bynes has a huge reason to celebrate this weekend. We've learned she's finally off of probation.
Yay.
Amanda's lawyer tells TMZ the actress's probation for her 2014 DUI case ended Friday. You'll recall she was busted for driving under the influence of Adderall. So it wasn't even the alcohol, which typically people are busted for.
Right.
We're told life is good for Amanda right now. She's still attending the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise and is currently working on a fashion line that she plans to debut later this year.
Well, I'm sure she learned a classic lesson. That is, you have to be careful when and how you take. Hopefully, this was prescription medicine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're hoping so. Apparently, I wonder how they figured it out. I wonder if they asked her if she was on anything. She might have taken quite a few of them and seemed out of it. And usually with the DUIs, they give you like a breathalyzer test, and if you fail, that's how they get you. But Adderall, right. I wonder how they did that.
Don't know.
Well, we're all fans of the Magic Castle. Of course, our good buddy Milt Larson. Hear them again for the first time. And, he's an amazing wealth of information. He actually, runs the Magic Castle out here in beautiful, beautiful Hollywood, California. It is a to-go kind of a tourist stop. It's magical, but it's only by invitation only.
Yes, that's very true.
And it's really, I found that it's not that difficult to get an invitation. They have a league of magicians that actually are residents there.
Okay.
And oftentimes, if you're in Hollywood, you'll find a magician handing out his cards and saying, "Hey, come to my show at the Magic Castle." So there's your invite. Yeah, I've gotten a few of those actually in the past. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the resident magicians will be handing out the invitations. Of course, that doesn't include your beverages or your dinner, but it gets you in the front door. And so, magical things happen at the Magic Castle. Well, apparently, tragedy struck as magician Daryl Easton was found dead at the Magic Castle, of all places. Magician Daryl Easton was found dead at the Magic Castle on Friday. Variety has confirmed with the Los Angeles coroner. A ruling on Easton's cause of death is still pending, according to Lieutenant David Smith of the Los Angeles County Department of Coroners. Easton's body was found in a closet on the grounds of the Magic Castle, according to the initial report by TMZ. He was reportedly found in his underwear with a bag over his head. What? Oh, my gosh. This is terrible. Oh, gosh, this is terrible. Paramedics were called to the Magic Castle about 7:30 p.m. local time on Friday. And, of course, it was with great sadness that the Academy of Magic Arts, AMA, and the Magic Castle mourned the passing of celebrated magician and AMA family member last night. The Magic Castle wrote in a statement, "The AMA's deepest regrets and heartfelt sympathy go out to his family." The statement released by the Magic Castle states the death was ruled a suicide, but the LAPD could not confirm when asked by the Variety Saturday morning. Well, of course, they have to make sure. They have to make sure that things are on the up and up. The Magic Castle, built in 1908, is Hollywood's institution, known as an exclusive nightclub for magicians and headquarters of the Academy of Magical Arts. Easton was a frequent visitor of the club. The most recent post on his Facebook page from the 18th referenced the castle. "Thinking of all our SoCal friends, stay safe in this storm," the post said. "I'll be heading down that way myself tomorrow for a week at the castle. Easton, born Daryl Martinez and known as the Magician's Magician, created and coined several tricks, including Jumping Knot of Pakistan, the Presto Printo, and Cardboard Chameleons. He specialized in card tricks, close-up, and parlor magic. Yeah, the Magic Castle closed briefly on Friday, but reopened Saturday morning. In respect for the art, the show must go on.
It definitely has to.
It absolutely does. Guys, stick around. Final segment coming up here on the lounge with Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines. And, of course, more available at crntalk.com. crntalk.com is the place to go if you missed any portion of this show or any of your favorite CRN shows. Just check it out at crntalk.com. We'll be back right after this on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Welcome back, everybody. This is The Lounge. Pull up a chair. We're about to wrap this thing up and put a bow on it. Fabulous Tomas across from me.
Oh, definitely.
I'm Erik Hines. And yeah, I know, you did not watch the Oscars live this year?
No, I didn't, except for the last few minutes. I sort of went someplace where they had it on, surprisingly.
Well, you know, I made a comment earlier about maybe people just not being so interested in the Oscars as they used to be. You know, but something dawned on me is that I think a lot of people realize that they'll get the highlights at their favorite social media outlet, like
Definitely.
YouTube. So, I mean, maybe that's part of the reason is people just know they don't have to necessarily be there watching it live. They'll catch it on the rebroadcast, or they'll catch it in their social media feeds.
Or on the news, like I did this morning. You know, one of the Southern California Fox affiliates was talking about it, about the, of course, the faux pas, as well as some of the outfits that many of the actors and actresses were wearing.
What is it? Entertainment Tonight shows up. It was Access Hollywood. I forget. One of the two organizations shows up like an hour early to catch people on the red carpet and talk about their outfits and who they're wearing.
Entertainment Tonight with because you had Kevin Frazier.
We had Kevin Frazier this morning. Yeah,
he's a great guy. Matter of fact, had him when I was doing a sports show here earlier on CRN.
Oh, no kidding. The Sports Corner.
Yeah. And got him on, and he was talking about certain things that go on. And I also saw him on one of the cable channels with the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
He was
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he is. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy, and it was great this morning. And you know, I touched on the lowest Oscar ratings in 9 years this morning with Kevin. He kind of brushed over it a little bit. I think Kevin is very supportive of Hollywood, and I know why. Because he's part of the in crowd. We don't want to say bad things about people that we're respected by. So I definitely respect him for that. But apparently, the breakdown of viewership. It looks like it kind of goes up and down. It bounces all over the place.
It does.
When Ellen DeGeneres hosted in 2014, there was a record 43.7 million viewers. I mean, that was the highest number that you're seeing over the last 16 years was when Ellen DeGeneres hosted.
And then Billy Crystal in 2004 was close by 43.5 million.
43, so like 200,000 off. Yeah. And so Billy Crystal, Ellen DeGeneres seemed to have something. They got the flavor, boy, because people tuned in. Going down the line, it looks like maybe the lowest was 2003. Is that right? Oh no, 2008 with Jon Stewart. With Jon Stewart hosting. Yeah. So 2008, Jon Stewart. Maybe it is the political thing. You mentioned earlier, maybe it's the political thing.
Yeah, I think people, because I've been listening to some of our channels, other channels, and people don't like to hear political thoughts on an entertainment platform.
Well, I think that, and again, that's why I think this is primarily an insiders event because, when they're speaking to their audience, it's been clear for decades that, the actresses represent the role.
Right.
Yet their personal life is their personal life.
True.
And when you're getting to the Oscars, it really is reflective of their personal lives. This is their personal accomplishments and achievements. And though it is related to the roles they play, they often bring themselves to this event and represent their political leanings or their social economic feelings or whatever else. And, maybe for a lot of people that does tune them out. If you're not of that same political ilk or leaning, then you probably don't want to hear it.
True, and I think that more so than ever before, with everything that has happened in the political landscape, it's probably better just to keep one's mouth shut.
Yeah, it's more frustration. Entertainment's there to entertain, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. So a big congratulations to all the winners of the Oscars. We wish you well, and we're so glad you succeeded in all your dreams and hopes. Mahershala Ali, a big congratulations to you. Casey Affleck, of course, and of course the entire cast and crew of Moonlight, and of course La La Land, who took home a lot of Oscars last night. So congratulations, you guys. We all wish you the best. And for the fabulous Tomas, I'm Erik Hines. For the lovely Courtney Cadera and Michael Horn, I got to say, take it easy, everybody. This is Erik Hines coming from the lounge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef along with banana peppers, fire roasted red and yellow peppers, Italian seasoning, and Swiss cheese on a toasted sub roll with au jus for dipping. That sounds pretty good, actually. The New York double stack Reuben is the same as the chain's regular Reuben, but with twice the corned beef to go with the Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and Thousand Island on toasted marble bread. Both of these are making me really hungry. The fire roasted Philly was introduced late last year and consists of sliced Angus steak, Italian seasoning, fire roasted red and yellow bell peppers, provolone cheese, garlic aioli on a Philly sub roll. Both the Chicago style beef dip and the New York double stacked Reuben are available for a limited time only, while the fire roasted Philly is a mainstay of the regular menu. And all three of those sound really delicious. I'm kind of preferential, I think, to that double stacked Reuben. That sounds just marvelous. I think I might get some Arby's for lunch. Peeps, if you guys are big fans of Peeps candy, they're trying to upgrade, increase the class of their products there with the Peeps Delights, and they're looking to offer something new. They debuted their new Peeps Delights line featuring the signature chick-shaped flavored marshmallow dipped in chocolate or fudge. There's quite a bit of flavors to the new line, and some of them even come with fillings. Here's what's available. You get the milk chocolate, which is the traditional Peep dipped in milk chocolate. Of course, dark chocolate, same, the marshmallow Peep dipped in dark chocolate. The vanilla, which is exclusively available at Target stores, is a vanilla-flavored marshmallow dipped in cream-flavored fudge. It sounds pretty good. Lemon, you get the lemon-flavored marshmallow dipped in lemon-flavored fudge. The orange, which I'm guessing here is going to